What's up, Rube? It's Little Big Robots back with another video. By the way, if you like little versions of big robots, please subscribe to this channel. I do 2 videos a week on average, sometimes more, featuring little versions of big robots like these guys. These are Hexa Gear. I'm going to be talking about these in a second. I'm trying to get to, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 by the end of 2024. I can do that if everybody who watches subscribes, no problem. So just go ahead and hit that little subscription button down there if you can. That would be fantastic. You don't even have to bother with the like button. If you want to do that, great. But please subscribe. I'm trying to get the subs up there. I've been picking up quite a bit, and it's been a lot of fun talking to you new people about little versions of big robots. Today I'm talking about Hexa Gear. Hexa Gear I haven't talked about in a while. It is an interesting system by a company called Kotobukiya, who they're made in Japan, most of them, I believe. I think some have switched to manufacturing in China. I could be wrong about that. These were one of my favorite things for a long time. They were one of my first. I kept hearing about them as a Gunpla fan. I was like, yeah, I'll check them out. But they're a little pricey. And finally, I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and check some of these out. And I'm so happy that I did. The first one I got was this guy, which is the I can't remember what this is called. This is essentially their mecha unit. This is 125th scale. So the people are going to be about that big to them. These are the Joy Toy 125th, so you can see there is a slight difference in size, but not much. But you can use them, on both. So that gives you an idea. They're not making these ginormous mechs that are, impossibly sized or whatever. I need to clean all this up. If you can see here, I've got what's her name here. I've got to clean her up. And my first one, I've got probably 10 or 15. They call them governors, these guys here, the pilots and the soldiers and stuff. This one's got a crazy pack and stuff. And anyway, they can sit directly in there. Fantastic stuff. I have boxes and boxes of these things and parts. And one of the issues I had was I really need to sit down and start building stuff. See if I can find some of the parts here. Here's an extra kit, stuff like that. I need to start really getting into customizing these guys and doing stuff, but I wasn't quite sure what to do. I've seen really, really large versions of these guys, like big, ginormous things. I love how they close and how they work. So they're really good for people who want to get into customization, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do exactly for customization. And then I went to my local Barnes & Noble, which always check your Barnes & Noble if you're ever near one. Go into their back corner and you'll see usually a clearance section. And you can find these big guys. Like I got 3 of these. I got this guy here and these two of these guy here and 2 of this one, each one for $20. And they're these great big kits. Now this is called Frame Arms. Frame Arms is a different thing than Hexa Gear, but supposedly it kind of works with Hexa Gear a bit. I'll have to mess with it. And so I've got one here that I built, very, very fragile compared to Hexa Gear. Hexa Gear is meant to be taken apart and reassembled and stuff. This guy, I think, is meant to go together and be left mostly alone. I don't know. You can see the size difference here. There's not a huge one, and these don't have the pilot section in or whatever, because these are, 1/100 scale. So they're not even the same scale, but people have told me that these actually can work closer together. I don't know if they meant these particular kits or what, but either way, you can see that some of these parts I could probably use on there. The difference is the actual little, plugs and all that is different. Here's the Hexa Gear style. So, you probably could work them a bit. I don't know if there's a different Frame Arms line or whatever that would work with Hexa Gear. I was checking with the Hexa Gear group, and they said that some of these might be able to be swapped. Either way, you're going to find some cool parts here. And I thought it'd be kind of cool and fun to have these up on here for $20 for these big guys. I mean, can you resist a big giant box of a model kit for $20? I certainly can't. So I went ahead and grabbed that. It's funny, when I built this guy here compared to Hexa Gear, this is so fragile and finicky. And like for some reason, I put this leg here and it doesn't even, there's no, this one's stuck on with tension, using like a poly cap in there. This one is using the same poly cap and all this stuff, and it just slides in and out. It doesn't have any resistance at all. I'm like, did I use the wrong size poly cap? I don't know. I have no idea. But these guys would be fun to do what I did with the head here, which I went ahead and glued the head together. So it's not coming apart. I might glue every part of this one together other than the joints so I could pull them apart. But those aren't Hexa Gear, but I just kind of thought I'd throw those out there because I wanted to see what the Hexa Gear group and other Hexa Gear experts and frame armors have to say about those. Should I try to mess with some of the parts in these guys, or should I just ignore it? Anyway, Hexa Gear is really funny because they are pricey, but compared to what you get, for example, these guys can be anywhere on sale from $50 to maybe $70 or $80. These are the bulk arms. They're kind of the main suit here. They come with a giant weapon, like this kind of stuff. They'll come with all sorts of crazy stuff. This is the frame arms weapon, just so you can get a kind of a comparison there. It's kind of an interesting thing. You could actually probably just use this with the Hexa Gear. Just throw it in the shift in the fist. There, let's see if I can get it in there. I'm sure you can. If not, I'll have to finagle a little bit. But either way, you could probably hold that in there, you know. You could have a big... I'm not a big sword guy. It's kind of an interesting thing. It comes apart. I don't know if it's supposed to come apart that easily, for what reason. But what I liked about Hexa Gear, and I liked specifically about the bulk arm, is they have such a... I don't want to say a realistic design quality to them, but they certainly do in some ways. These giant feet are actually, if you look here, they're actual hovercrafts. And you can take them off. You can mount a person there, and they can use the hovercrafts as vehicles. But if you think about it, a mech does need, you know, from everything we've seen about ground pressure, and, you know, I love that kind of stuff. Like if a mech could really work, you would want some wider feet. And not only these wider feet, but they're also hovercraft feet. So you could see them kind of doing what you always see in mecha anime, where they literally scoot across the ground. This is about the most realistic option for that. Now, if you want, though, you can, I believe. It's been a while since I've done it. You can remove this part here. See if I can get it to do it. How do you do it? I can't remember. Should come off like that. So you can do like that. And then put the feet back on that way to have more of a quote-unquote normal mech looking fit. In fact, I might be missing a part. Let's do it on the other one real quick. I thought it looked cool, but I just love the dorkiness and the kind of giant quality of these huge feet that almost make no sense, but at the same time make more sense than most mecha do. Let me put it on here. Sorry. There we go. So there he is with kind of more normal looking feet, quote unquote. They look so much smaller, as you can see. And I like it like that. But these things are just so silly and fun. They have a spinning propeller, because they're actual hovercrafts. You know, you can see the difference there. These are meant to be taken apart relatively easy, swapped, you know, stuff plugged into different areas. You have all these little holes here and stuff that I like to see in 30-minute missions. If you follow me, you know that one of my favorite things in the world is a system that is a modular toy system, you know, and you can add stuff wherever you want. You could probably put this somewhere else or whatever. But you can also pull off parts like his arm as well, which is the same arm, but I'm just saying that you could also pull off parts, place them on that one, and go from there. This is a different one here. He actually normally has wheels and turns into like a car type vehicle. I didn't really care so much about the car type vehicle, but I really enjoyed the mechanisms here for putting the pilot in there. It's just... I guess what made me want to fire off this video again is because A, I hadn't talked about Hexa Gear in a while, but also B, it's just such a fun system for, let me actually, I think does it slide under? Yes, it slides under there. Such a fun system for little engineering gimmicks, parts that move, that locks down like that. You know, it's not just a mecha system, it's a system, kind of reminds me almost of like a Technics, you know, Lego stuff. The legs are a little odd. You know, it's kind of hard to see how to kind of stack them up, but I do believe the wheels normally attach on the back and help him stand. This has this interesting system where it folds forward. You know, it does all sorts of stuff. It turns into like a vehicle. I don't normally do transformations and stuff, so I'm not going to do that right now. But it's pretty cool. It's not bad at all. And then you have like tons of weird ones. Like this guy here is like a scorpion style. You know, I think I'm missing one of the legs. I have it pulled off here. You know, but what's cool is you can take that. You could probably just unplug that leg like that and just plug it into almost wherever you want on the Hexa Gears. So you can just, that's a very simple way to customize these guys. You can do every little bit. Let me show you some of the parts here because it really gets into the weeds. And this is only, I have, I think, 3 boxes of these guys, and parts, I should say. Normally I build them, sorry, I'm knocking the camera everywhere, aren't I? Let me reach over it. Why am I reaching under it? I'm being a dummy. Sorry, I'm right in the mic. So like I have a million parts like this. God dang it. A million parts like this. This came from the helicopter thingy. I can't remember what it's called. But you'll have little extra bits like this. You can then cut off and put in different areas. If you see the hex thing, what I like about the hex design too is that the hex design is more sturdy. You can, in some ways, you can, when you put that inside another part, it's locked into place because of the shape. It's not so loose. Not all of them are like that, of course. Some of them are just a round peg. But you just get so many cool parts that you can do so much stuff with. Like there's bits of armor everywhere. I've got to figure out what to do with all this. If anybody has an idea, let me know. I've seen people build ginormous creations. I'm not really into that. Here we go. Here's the wheels from the, I think that's called a, what was that called? Oh, it's slipping my mind. But the wheels are really nice. They're really, really nice. So you've got the wheels here that you can see have the hex shape, but they should turn. So you simply can plug that into stuff. Like that. And you can use it, you know, so you got a part there. This is cool. It's like an extra wheel that goes on the back. It's the holder like you'd see on a Jeep. Isn't that fantastic? So, you know, you could see you could even use that on other toys as well. That, you know, depends on the size of the wheel and stuff, but you know, you could customize stuff that way. It's just got so many, and then of course you've got the governors. I was showing you one earlier. This is, I think, my first one. This is my first or second one. I've got his hands and stuff somewhere else. The governors are great. A lot of people kind of gripe about the price. I'm included sometimes in that. They can be a little bit pricey, but you can always find sales and stuff. This guy's missing his kneecap, his hand. Let's see here. I've got a hand here. Sometimes they go together really, really well, and sometimes the tension, you know, those parts will fall out. But they're super detailed, super posable. I think they even have a toe crunch. Do they not? No, I thought they did. It's got these little bits here that you can use to mount in other parts. For example, this is a walker one that I had. So you have that, let's say. And then I took the seat from the helicopter. There's like a helicopter thing you get, and it pops up. A helicopter kit. I can't remember what it's called. How does it pop up? I can't remember. There we go, like this, and then you can see I have an actual seat in there. So you could take that extra bit, you could put it in there. Got a walker, you know, you could use for, you know, picking up stuff. Let's see, I've got I think 8 more of these. All these little bits. It's just ridiculous. It just keeps going and going. Oh, these are all my bits for the governors. I got fists in there, heads, weapons. This is another. What was this one? Oh, this one was interesting. It was like it's like a. So he mounts here. So he mounts there, and he sits in there. And then the arms come down. It's all falling apart right now, but you can see all the really cool bits. So this comes down and mounts. So it's almost like a chicken walker from Star Wars and ATST. You know, you could basically you walk like that. You know, so you could take this thing here and you could mount other bits to it. And there's even some hex parts there, and then you could really build up some cool stuff. So as you can see, it's just a system that just keeps going and going and going. So I just kind of wanted to do a video to kind of give a new shout out to, man, I am trying to remember the name for this. It's right on the tip of my brain. Give a shout out to Hexa Gear again, because it's been a while. If anybody has any ideas though what I should be doing with this stuff, let me know. I was going to build a giant one, but then again, I don't want to mess with the bulk arms because they're so cool as they are. So I might take all these walker types and just build like maybe 2 or 3 walker things. You know, something that I can have again. Like this guy, I really like the scorpion-y thing, abyss crawler, but it was too monster-like. I prefer robot stuff that is more quote-unquote realistic, stuff like this that looks like, you know, something we might actually have in the future. Granted, we might also have this, but I like the kind of, you know, suits of armor type thing. So anyway, just a quick video to kind of talk about that a little bit. Anybody have any ideas out there? Let me know. Let me know what you like about it. If you've ever mixed, if I've got the wrong frame arms for the Hexa Gear, let me know. I'm just kind of building those kits for fun. I'm going to glue them together, make them kind of just a solid little kit to have to play with and customize. So anyway, have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.